I already started recording, bro. Welcome to the. I'm keeping that in, by the way. Welcome to the first episode of the Power Trip podcast. It's not.
Wait, hold on.
What you mean, bro? I'm
I
keeping
do.
that in the beginning. Welcome to the first episode. It's really the second episode because we recorded the whole thing. It was like 25 minutes long, and then the video only showed like a corner of my screen. So now we have to re-record it all. So and I just found that out about a minute and a half ago. So maybe if I'm a little bit mad, you can be able to tell. But my name, I go by. My channel is 4 Point Play. This right here to the right of me is Tef. Tef, man, I say what's up to the people, man.
With y'all, man.
Crazy introduction, by the way. But okay, so let's get into it. Ring night, first game of the season about 2 days ago. Nuggets versus Lakers, man. I already know what you're gonna think about the game, but let me know what you thought about the game, man.
I mean, first, I did. Jokic did his thing. That 29-point triple double.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamal Murray had a pretty solid game. I think that team just, proved that they could still play as a team together.
Mm-hmm.
So, just got a little glimpse of what the rest of the season might look like. And I mean, when it comes to the Lakers, Anthony Davis, that whole second half thing, he didn't do too well. He didn't score. And, you be seeing all those memes talking about him. He went ghost,
Nah,
where's
I don't be
Anthony
saying that,
Davis?
bro. I don't know what you be talking about, bro. I don't even use the internet
It's all
like
right.
that, bro.
It's all right. But I'm just saying, Anthony Davis not playing well against a team like the Nuggets, it's definitely going to resort to a loss. And, yeah, bro, I just think it's first game of the season. Everybody just got to figure out their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
For me, I mean, this offseason, I think the Nuggets had a very just like they didn't really improve. They didn't really decline. I mean, they kind of declined a little bit. They lost Bruce Bowen and Jeff Green. I mean, you think Jeff Green maybe not that much of a loss, but he was top seven in playoff minutes for the Nuggets. And then same thing with Bruce Bowen. He was like the X factor that they really needed to win a championship. So losing both of them, Jeff went to the Rockets and Bruce went to the Pacers. I mean, I think those were two things I'm like, wow. While other teams like the Suns, Lakers, Celtics, Bucks, like the other teams that were already considered like top five, top seven teams, went up, they kind of just stayed the same. So I'm like, oh, is this really how much is this gonna impact the Nuggets? But they looked confident from the beginning of the game. They had a little lull. The Lakers were coming back, but I mean they were able to stop them. But the Nuggets they look good this game. Jokic had a triple double. I mean, doing what he always does, you know. But other game that happened that night was you already know who his favorite player is. Look at the back, but Kevin Durant and the Suns, they went against the Warriors. Got a little win. First game of the season. We didn't talk about this. What you think about Chris Paul on the Warriors?
Bro, honestly, it just did not look right. He did look like a charity case at this point, in my opinion. Like, he got people just trying to help him. No
Mm-hmm.
disrespect to Chris Paul. He's great.
Bro, he's a top
But
20 my favorite players, bro. Relax, bro.
yes, I mean he's solid. He's definitely gonna help a team no matter what.
Yeah.
But just in my eyes, that's something you gotta adjust to. Just Chris Paul being on a different team again,
Mm-hmm.
especially the Warriors.
Bro, he
With
just looks like a jersey
Draymond and
swap come
Curry.
to life, bro. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't. I if he, It just looks weird. Like I don't know. But what do you think about this game, though? What do you think about how your Suns played?
I mean the Suns. I feel like they had a pretty good first game for Devin Booker being that last player on that team from last year, 2 years ago, or whatever. But yeah, Devin Booker did his thing. 32, 6, and 8, I'm pretty sure,
Mm-hmm.
for his first game off great efficiency. And then Kevin Durant, he didn't shoot pretty well. He missed shots that he usually makes, which is something you can't really be upset about because he's going to come back and you know. But I'm happy that he was able to adapt on the defensive end, and he was dishing the rock around, so that was good. But my special shout out go to Josh Okogie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That boy was out there hooping, so I like it.
That reminded me when he blocked Jalen Green and then dunked him on the same. You remember that? That
Actually,
was that wasn't even no. He just like that's how he grabbed the ball. Like
shot.
that was gross. But uh, I mean the Suns they look good. I mean the Suns. I kind of going into this. I mean I said this before. I mean like 20 minutes ago, but the Suns and the Bucks are the two teams that I'm like the most interested in looking at the beginning of the season to see really how they look because Dame for the Bucks they got him so late into the offseason, and then Beal like they don't really have my voice crack. Beal, bro, again was that even a voice crack or does that count? Beal, Booker, and KD. I mean they kind of all do what they all are kind of like the. I think it was Emmanuel Acho. He kind of said it's just like three Snickers bar, except one is bigger, one is medium, one is fun size. It's like they all kind of just do the same thing for you. So I mean, Beal didn't play today. I mean, 2 days ago. You said he might. I mean, is he gonna play today? I don't know.
And I think his back is still. He still got back
I thought it was a
issues, so he
toe.
might not. Nah, that's Book.
But they look good this game. You know, shout out to Josh. But hey, man, we'll see. I'm interested in seeing how they look. But it's just one game. The Warriors. I mean, they didn't have Draymond, so maybe you can say, oh, this game really doesn't count. But I mean, they did not Beal. But but next up on the list of stuff we're gonna talk about, Victor Wembanyama's regular season debut against the Dallas Mavericks took a rough. It was a close game, but the Mavericks got the win by the end of the day. Luka had a triple double to finish the game off. That step back dagger, close out the game. What did you think about that game and how Wembanyama played, bro?
I think for a first game, regular season, a pretty good game. I feel like he's gotten better since the preseason. I didn't think he played too well during the preseason, his first game or whatever. But I don't know, for a first game, 15 points. Pretty sure it's a solid first game. And then I think, yeah, in the last 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter, he didn't shoot, which I mean, I know fans or like people, the media weren't too happy about. Felt like that would have impacted the game,
Mm-hmm.
for in the favor of the Spurs. But I don't know. I think if I was to rate the game that he had, especially how he turned it up in the fourth quarter, it'd probably be like a B minus, a B.
I mean, the beginning he didn't really have. He was hitting some threes in the beginning, but he didn't really he wasn't able to get into the paint. And maybe you want to give it to Josh. I mean Derek Lively, but I just remember most of the time I don't really remember that many matchups of him on Derek Lively. Derek Lively on him. I remember Grant Williams was on him, so he wasn't really able to get into Grant. But I mean, he had. I would give him like a C minus. He didn't shoot that well in the beginning outside of threes. He wasn't really able to get a lot of shots to fall until the fourth, and he was in foul trouble a lot. He finished with 5 fouls. Maybe that's why he was a little bit more just passive in general after, because he just wants to play it safe. He doesn't want to get a charge drawn on him, But we'll see with him. He's a young guy. Just his first game in his whole career, he got a lot of, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We gonna see what he going to. He has a lot of expectations on him, and I just kind of see just, how does he look that first year? Is that going to be the foundation for him? But I think a lot of people look too deep into the rookie seasons for young guys. They think automatically because he's not going to be good his first game, his first 50 games, he's going to be a bust. Like, we got players like Giannis and Jokic. They weren't really going crazy the first game, and then they have. I don't want to disrespect nobody, but no disrespect to Michael Carter Williams, but he had a really good rookie season, but he wasn't really able to add on to it and really have that type of career that if you saw him his rookie year, his first game against the Heat, you would think he would have had. But they played the Mavericks. The Mavericks, they're an interesting team. A lot of the defense, they have a lot of questions on defense. What you think about the Mavericks that game, man?
I feel like it took them a pretty long time to come together and actually play as a team. Like, I don't know, they started off really slow in my opinion for an offense that has two great offensive players that could actually score the ball really well, and then they got shooters on the wings.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, I just think they started off a little slow, but it's the first game of the season. Like you said, they got some new pieces too. I don't know if you said the Mavs was it one of the teams that you like this offseason?
Yeah, I said that
Or
earlier before we had to
so, I mean,
reset it.
for
India, Mavericks, and the Pacers.
they getting their stuff together too. Um, But yeah, at the end of the day, they came up with the win. So
Hmm. I mean, yeah, they look nice. You know, we're talking about next up. We're gonna talk about MVPs, top five players we think can win MVP this year. Number five for me, I have Mavericks own Luka Doncic. He can be really good, score the ball, pass. He can even rebound. But just the wins they get. This was a tough win against a team that last year was at the bottom of the Western Conference. You know, a lot of that was due to their defense. That game, they weren't really able to. You know, Devin Vassell. We didn't talk about this earlier. Devin Vassell had a really good game against the Mavericks. We had a shout out to Devin Vassell, but the the Mavericks. I mean, Luka Doncic in the Mavericks. Luka can get his regardless. I mean, he could play on the worst team or the best team. He's gonna get his. But if they're able to win enough for him to win the award, I think I don't know about that. So he's at number five for me. Number four is Embiid, reigning MVP. He has the talent for it, but just the James Harden situation, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know what this team is going to look like by March or April. So just that inconsistency that is just unreliable. Maxi, I think he's an MIP candidate most definitely, but it's just a bad situation for the team, and depending on how this whole James Harden situation plays out, Embiid can request a trade, or he could win a ring. It just we don't really know right now, but it's just same thing with kind of the Mavericks. It's just we don't really. It's just too much up in the air for me to have them be higher up. We talk about reigning MVP, reigning Finals MVP. Nikola Jokic, he's at number three for me. That kind of rhymed, but he has the talent for it. He had a crazy good season last year. Almost averaged a triple double. First seed in the Western Conference. You know, did their thing. Only think they lost only one game on their way to the finals because they lost. Did they sweep the Timberwolves? No. They beat they beat the Nuggets in. I mean, they beat the Suns in six. But they were going crazy that whole final playoff run. Hmm?
they swept the Lakers.
Swept the Lakers.
They didn't sweep the
They lost in
Timberwolves.
five or something, right? Because I know they beat the Heat in five.
They won one time against the
Yeah.
Nuggets.
So it was, I forget what's. Never mind. Anyways, they had a really good season. They had their core stay healthy. I mean, they had some guys I made you talk about. They had two guys like X factors that really helped them win. They lost some pieces. They just it's hard for him to take that look for Jokic to take that next step. Jokic can be really good this year, but it's just hard for him to take that next step to be that. It's hard because he won. If he was to win this year, he would have won 3 MVPs in 4 years, which is just challenging for any player to do. Like, it's just hard to be that MVP, have a better or similar season than the one he had last year, and he didn't even win MVP last year. So he's at number three. I mean, with the top three guys I have, if you say any of them win it, like if you say, oh, Jokic is gonna win it without a doubt, I'm not really gonna be mad at it. Those three guys, I think I'm like, it's close between. It's like very close between who I think will win it. But number two, I have Giannis. I mean, Giannis, he's. I mean, between Jokic and Giannis, they're arguably the best players in the league. He has Dame this offseason. The Bucks had Dame this offseason. I mean, it was very late edition, so we don't really know what they'll look like besides a few preseason games. Maybe it can take a little bit of time to get used to each other. But, I mean, we'll see. They have it's just, there's a lot of things that I'm not really. I went more in depth about it in my award prediction video. I'll add that at the end of the video, but at the end of this video. But there's just a lot of stuff I don't really know. It's just unreliable with the team. Not unreliable, that's a bad word. I'm just like, there's, I don't know, I can't, I forget what the stuff I said, but they're a really good team. Giannis is a really good player. He can put up those numbers, but Dame on the team kind of changes a lot. I don't really know what he'll look like going into game one. I mean, that game's tonight. We're gonna talk about that later, but shoot, we gonna see. You feel me? Really good season. I think with Dame, it's just a very late addition. Hard for me to really say that one guy is just gonna. It's hard for me to give him that addition. He was my MVP for a while, but we'll see how he does this year. At number one, I got Jason Tatum. He's playing with 3 other All Stars, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and Kristaps. But he has, he most definitely has the talent for it. He finished fourth in voting last year. The issue with the team is just that those stars, like maybe the all stars, are gonna be able to kind of affect his voting, but they lost a lot of depth in their offseason. They lost Smart. They lost Brogdon. I forgot to mention Brogdon earlier. They forgot to Jalen, both Jalen Brown. I mean Grant Williams and uh, Robert Williams, and I mean it's just a I mean he's just my MVP, man. We gotta just watch that video. It's hard for me to kind of just put all into words right now, just off the top of my head, but you know what I'm saying. That's my top five, man. You go.
All right, bro. At number five, I got Devin Booker, just because his the way he ended last year. His shooting was going crazy. I feel like he was crazy efficient. Had a I'm pretty sure like record breaking year or record breaking whatever performances that he had um, in the playoffs. So I feel like if he can continue that, especially the way he just started this season, first game, you know, I feel like at number five, he's got a pretty good spot. Number four, I got Luca, just because he fills up the whole stat sheet. But like you said, it's those wins that he doesn't get, which I mean, they did win against the Spurs, but I mean, the Spurs were also at the bottom of the
Hmm.
conference last year. So,
I think they were
you know,
15th. I think they were at the bottom.
yeah, you could, I mean, still though, you wouldn't, Spurs wasn't contenders last year. Nobody was worried about the Spurs. So I feel like Luca, you know, started the year off great too. You know, 30-point triple double, 33 points. Pretty sure he had.
33. I'm pretty sure.
Um,
Dagger against the. Let's go.
I mean, and then Kyrie, he was going to take that last shot, because I mean he's known for those fourth quarter performances, but he missed. So then Luca had to take it into his own hands, which is, I mean, if you're winning and you're that guy that ends the games off, you're gonna be you're gonna do pretty well in those candidate votes. Number three, yeah, number three, I got Jokic, just because he's phenomenal. He's been playing real good, but I mean, for him, you got to take that extra step, and I just don't know what that extra step is gonna be. Just because, if you're coming off a year where you're averaging triple doubles, or damn near averaging triple doubles, it's gonna be hard for you to take that step up.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing for Giannis. He just got Dame, so it's gonna be that ball is gonna be getting passed around a lot. He's not gonna have the ball in his hands at all times. They actually got a point guard. Not saying Drew wasn't a point guard, but I'm saying they got a scoring
Mm-hmm.
point guard who was
Scoring
scoring
first type guy.
first.
Like he could be a scoring
Yeah,
number one option on a team, like a
yeah.
solid team.
So I mean, with that, that's gonna put Giannis in a little tough position. But I mean, number one, like you said, Jason Tatum. I feel like he's been playing real good. Past couple of years. Went to the finals 2 years ago. I mean, they lost, but like Jason Tatum, only thing he needs to do compared to the other guys who need to make a step, that's, I don't know if it's possible for them. For Jason Tatum, he just need to be, in my opinion, to get that number one spot. He just need to be more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's more consistent, I feel like there really isn't a team that can compare to that team. That they got it all. I feel like there is other teams that got it, but I mean they got small forward that could play defense nominally, and then play offense too. He's that main guy. Jalen Brown, they just signed him again, that extension, richest player in the NBA, highest paid, my fault. So, and then they got Chris Adams, who just played amazing yesterday against, the Knicks. And Drew, he was out there doing his thing, picking up. So, yeah, Jason Tatum, I feel like if he can continue to play at the level he's been playing, but more consistently, and I feel like he should be a guy for this year.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most definitely. You know, tonight there's two games going on tonight. One of them is Bucks versus the Sixers. You know, who do you got winning that game? Because for me, I got the Bucks. I think it's gonna be a kind of close game. I think Tyrese Maxey gonna go. He's gonna go. He might go off tonight, but because they don't really have the perimeter defender for Maxey right now, because that's what Drew was gonna do. That's what Drew's supposed to do. But now they have they don't really have him like a guy that could be able to hold off Maxey in the meantime. But I think the Bucks are gonna end up winning the game, maybe by like 5 by 7 points. But let me know what you think, man.
At first, I was thinking, that the Bucks might, get a definite win. But I mean, honestly, like, the Bucks are still a new team too. They just, like you said, they just added Dame Lillard where Drew used to be. So I mean that, that whole connection that they had, they got to rebuild that. And I mean, yeah, like everybody says, they like fix each other's flaws basically because now they got a perimeter scorer and then Giannis, so you can't really build that wall or whatever. But I mean, it's not like nobody will have an answer for it. Like it's not like they're gonna be, you know, their A game every single night, which you would want to see. But I mean, both, especially the Bucks, they're trying to figure it out. But we gonna see. But I do got the Bucks winning now.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't know if they'd release the starting lineups, but I'd like to see them put D'Anthony Melton as shooting guard, put him at shooting guard, put Tyrese at point because then you could put D'Anthony on uh, Dame, and then you put Tyrese on whoever they put as shooting guard. It could be Pat Connaughton or I forget his name, number 5, but
A major scorer, so
yeah, but with that, the game after that game is the Lakers versus the Suns. Your guy KD gonna be going against LeBron. First, I mean, they played in the preseason last like a weekend ago, like a week and a half ago, but that's the first time they really gonna match up in a regular season game or a postseason game since 2018. What do you think about that matchup? Because I got the Lakers winning that game. If AD is able to put Nurkic in foul trouble like he did in the preseason, Nurkic picked up 5 fouls. They able to take him out easily. They got Eubanks. They don't really have another. They have Eubanks and Bull to really go against Anthony Davis, and I don't know if they're really gonna be able to hold them off. I got the Lakers. They had a rough end. They don't like how the game ended. I got the Lakers winning that game.
all right. So I mean, I too had the Lakers, but I mean, I'm kind of iffy just because, like you said, preseason, I feel like it was doing pretty well together. I know preseason really doesn't really matter like that, especially for players like Anthony Davis, LeBron, and AD. But I mean, they were taking turns trying to figure out, how can we stop this guy KD? But they really wasn't able to. I mean, he was hitting his shots, but I mean, if Bradley Beal sits out this game with his back, and then Devin Booker is out with his toe, then I mean, that's KD versus, you know, the whole squad. So I don't know. If guys like Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen and Josh Okogie, my guy, they could step it up, then, you know, we have a good chance. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so how it all starts, especially Utah. I need him getting right. And then Nurkic just needs to lock in. I know he kept trying to do the same things over and over, trying to get buckets on AD, but it just was not working out. So I don't know, that foul trouble. Plus, we had Eubanks that was doing pretty solid that game too. So
Most
we'll see
definitely.
how it goes.
Where do you think the Suns are gonna finish in the West this year? Like, who are your top? Like, are they a top what team? Like top 3, top 5, top? You know what I'm saying? What do you think they are?
I think top three. I got the
Top 3.
top three.
Are the Lakers and Nuggets the other 3 teams?
I got I got probably Nuggets at 1. Honestly, I have it could be like a little vice versa, but I got either the Nuggets or the Suns at number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I don't know. I feel like it's pretty close with the Lakers and Golden State for me, but I'd be probably gonna be Golden State at the number 3 spot.
Mm-hmm. What about? I mean, for the East, I feel like it's kind of more easier just between the Celtics or Bucks for number 1, and then. So, who do you think? I mean, I think you're gonna say Celtics or Bucks for 1 and 2. I mean, either way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, who do you think is gonna be number 3 in the East?
So that's a tough one to be honest. East.
The Cavs. What about the
Mm,
Cavs? I mean, the Cavs could be. The Cavs could be the Knicks. Let me think. Let's look to like I think the 2 teams I think are most likely to get it. So what other
I
teams for?
think the Cavs yesterday. I didn't really think they played well. To
Or
be
the
honest,
Heat
they
too. I
did
forgot
beat
the
the
Heat.
Nets.
Yeah. Hmm.
They did beat the Nets, but it was just like they started off hot and then they started getting cold. You can't have that, especially I mean, especially the Nets. They played pretty well, but I don't know. I feel like the Cavs just need to step it up some more. I don't. They got Imani Bates now. I don't think they really used him. To be honest, did he play?
I don't know. I just saw the end of the game because I was watching. I think I was watching the Knicks game was on at the same time. The Knicks Celtics game was on. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
think
just
I
saw the
got
end part where
Knicks.
Donovan Mitchell
I got,
got the game
I
winner.
got Knicks third.
You said what?
I said I got the Knicks at third seed.
Mm-hmm. But
And
so who's that for? So not the Heat though, because I said maybe the Heat. You don't think the Heat?
nah, I think the Heat. They just the Heat choked. How many years in a row now? Like trying to pick up players. They
Oh,
they had
okay,
a chance
okay.
to get Kyrie, had a chance to get Bradley. They had a chance to get Dame. They had a chance to get KD. That's four players that would have been
Oh, I thought you were talking about this
phenomenal
offseason.
for them.
Yeah, KD. They tried getting Donovan Mitchell. They tried getting
Donovan Mitchell.
Drew. They tried getting who else? Harden. They tried getting Harden when he got tried to get traded from Houston. And they also I think tried getting him again when he went from the Nets to the Sixers. So
Yeah.
they've had some off season issues most definitely, but I don't know. I don't know if I mean they're just like Jimmy Butler is able to just if he's able to. I mean he's really a playoff performer. So I don't know, but I think they're probably going to be like the sixth, fifth seed. Maybe not take this because I feel like the regular season is really where like younger teams try to show out more. Like what team do you think cares more about the regular season? The Clippers or like the let me think with the young team, like the Magic. Well, who do you think would care about having a higher seed more? If you don't talk about just playoff, like just playoff implications, just like who they're really gonna try to go at it because they want to really prove the haters wrong. But the Clippers, they're gonna just be like, all right, let's get in the playoffs, let's get to our matchups, let's really see what's going on. But
I mean, the Clippers. I feel like even at the start of this year, their head coach was like, "Yo, we gotta take regular season more seriously because bro, those players keep on sitting out. They got no, they just got all these players playing the whole season, and then they expect Kawhi Leonard and PG to just come in and actually play at that level with players they're not really out there with. So I
mm-hmm,
mean, when it comes to the Magic, they got all those players. They playing. All those young people, they're all playing. So when it comes to regular season, for sure, and I mean also the Magic, we haven't seen them, in the playoffs, so we can't even tell how seriously they would take the playoffs too.
mm-hmm,
And it's not to say that no team takes it not seriously, but
yeah,
you know we know what team is actually better. So
yeah. I was trying to just saying like what I'm saying we're just some younger guys, like younger teams that are maybe getting a little bit wins. They really because I mean they want to get that. What I'm saying. I just said nothing, but what I'm saying. But with that, that is episode. This is about episode 1.5, really. But said let us know what you guys got to think about this episode. You know, I want to do one thing where we drop a hot take and we react to the hot take on every episode, but because we probably got 0 comments right now. If you have a hot take, you're probably gonna get included in the video. So if you really want to be, you just want to be a part of the video, there's almost a guarantee that you'll be in it. Drop a hot take. We can react to it, see if you're right or wrong. Maybe talk about it a little bit. But that's it for episode 1, man. Let y'all, you have any closing thoughts?
nah, bro, it sounded good first episode, so I'm happy
Yeah.
about it, bro.
Regular season on the way. We're gonna be talking about all that. We don't really have a schedule yet. We still gonna find that out. It's just episode 1.5. We're gonna find out maybe by episode 2.5, maybe 3.5. We'll know. But so thank y'all for watching, man. Well, we'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.